The one thing that is really challenging in Berlin is to find a good apartment. I was able to find it 2 times in 2 years, and I think you can too. So what the heck, keep on watching. How to get an apartment in Berlin? This feels like a $1 million question. I wish there was a straightforward answer to this straightforward question, but there isn't. However, there are things you can do to make it easier for you to get an apartment in Berlin. I got 2 apartments in Berlin twice in 2 years. My first apartment I looked for when I wasn't even in Berlin. So maybe so many people could relate with me. There are so many people who are looking for an apartment in Berlin, but they do not live in Berlin as of yet. I was looking for something which was like a new building, a new construction. It had an elevator. It was literally, I had a clear mindset what I wanted. So the first point for you would be to really know what you want. The first thing that you have to have, which they will ask you, the people who are giving you the apartment, is they're gonna ask you about your passport or your permit. So you have to have that ready and printed. Cannot be expired. Of course it cannot be, but take care that it's not expired. The second thing that they need is the 3 months of your salary slip. There are people who haven't started the job yet. So in some cases, they could ask you for your job contract. So make sure that your job contract is unlimited. Your chances of getting an apartment on a limited job contract are really slim. So I'm just gonna be honest, if you have like a limited contract, then you're better off asking your company to look for the apartment for you, because some companies do help you with that. For everybody who is gonna live in that certain apartment, you need the passports and residence permits of everybody. Then you need like 3 months of salary of everybody if everybody's gonna chip in for the rent. And there is an unspoken rule, and you have to like keep in mind, just apply on the properties whose rent is 1/3 of your income. So, you know, because like they're gonna make sure that if you are paying the rent, which is 1/3 of your salary, chances are you're gonna pay the rent at time. There's also one more probability for you. There's a certain thing which is called WBS, which is Wohnungsberechtigungsschein. So if you earn less amount of money every month, there are certain apartments which are just made for people who have this kind of like certificate. You can get this certificate with from Agentur für Arbeit. Then you have to have very important thing, which is Schufa. Schufa is like, it's your credit score. So you can get once a year. You don't have to give money for that. Once a year, you can give this Schufa from this private agency for free. I think the provision is that your Schufa could not be older than 3 months. The best case scenario, make like files. As many files, as many places you go to. Some people ask you to bring it in paper form, and some people would ask you to like just visit and then send them the documents like per email. Just to give you like a quick kind of comparison. Of course, everybody's situation is different. For my first apartment, I just got my apartment right away. But on the second time around, when I was looking for apartment with my husband, because we both were looking for a bigger place, then we really saw some kind of like competition. So what we did was make profiles on every kind of like these property websites. So the first thing which is going to be helping you a lot would be ImmoScout and ImmoNet. There are 2 places where the ads come up a lot for the properties, and we got the premium version. Some people would contest that. They would say that premium version of ImmoScout doesn't help, but it did help us, and we ended up getting an apartment through the ImmoScout premium version. Facebook is also a really untapped resource in order to find apartment. You can sometimes find cheaper apartment or like apartments, shared apartment. There are a lot of groups which can help you find the apartments. I'm gonna like write some of their names. So the second place where you can try your luck is your Facebook Marketplace. Also, eBay Kleinanzeigen is the best place. But other than that, what really helped us too was to see what are the little like real estate agencies in Berlin. We got in touch with an agency which is called Trialog or Trialog. And actually we got an apartment with a mixture of ImmoScout and this lady in Trialog. And also because, let's be honest, I was looking for an apartment second time around with a German. So that helps. They do say that they're not gonna deny your application on basis of your nationality, but I know and I have seen it that it is the case that sometimes you just get denied because you're an Ausländer. So just to like give you a summary of everything, is like you have to have luck, you have to have enough money, you have to make enough money, you have to have good shufa to get an apartment in Berlin, and also be mindful of the timing. So try to just like kind of pace it. So for example, if you're going for like a viewing appointment, if they ask you to send the documents by email, send it a little bit later, because like everybody is like, okay, I'm gonna send it right away. So they get so many inquiries that your email would be like lost somewhere. Do take a little bit of time, but not too much of time, and like have all of your documents ready to go. Also beware of the scams. Don't ever pay anybody for anything until you have signed a document and until you have viewed the apartment. There is a law that you cannot sell somebody or rent somebody an apartment or a place without they have been to this place and visited this place. And even if you want to be like 100% sure, try to talk to neighbors, try to talk to other people who are there. If you are just the only one to view this apartment, you just have to be a little bit cautious, because there are some incidents that I've heard that people were there to view the apartment, they did sign the contract, but they were still scammed. If you're a student and if you're looking for an apartment in Berlin, try to get in touch with your student work council before you start looking for the apartments anywhere, because the scams happen mostly with students. Very important thing that you get the apartment here which is registered, because in Berlin it's really common that they give you that apartment but they don't let you register with the apartment. This word is called Anmeldung, and this Anmeldung is really important for me. Probably the only thing that matters, because you are gonna be registering with that address, so you get your letters to that address or everything. So make sure it's like a legal address. If you have had bad experiences finding an apartment in Berlin, do leave the comment below. It might help the people who are watching this video, and just some things that they should be aware of. And just let me know if you like this video, if it helped you. If you want any other information from me, do let me know in comments below. If you want to see more of my videos, and check out the video on this corner, and I will see you there.